Ryan still couldn't believe it. Just 10 minutes ago, his manager called him in and said, "You are out of here today." No investigation was done, no proof was shown, just one accusation. Some goods worth amount of money went missing from the warehouse, and his name came up. Ryan worked at a medium-sized warehouse store for almost 2 years. He didn't slack off at work, was never late, and didn't get into trouble with anyone. He had only one dream: to keep this job and slowly rise to the position of supervisor so he could tell his mother at home that he was standing on his own 2 feet. But that day, after entering the manager's office, everything changed. "We have received a report. You are responsible for this shortage," the manager said in a cold voice. Ryan, dumbfounded, asked, "On what basis? Is there any proof?" The manager just said, "This is the company's decision. Today is your last day." Ryan couldn't understand who had made this accusation against him, but a couple of names kept spinning in his mind: Marco and Julian, 2 co-workers who, for the past few months, had been weirdly busy after their shifts and sometimes whispered to each other with a smile. Ryan's chest was burning. He hadn't just lost his job. The word thief had been attached to his name for a lifetime of references. Returning home that night, Ryan sat in silence for a long time. Shouting in anger or cursing the manager wouldn't change anything. He needed something that would leave a permanent proof against this false accusation, and if someone had truly framed him, that too would come to light one day. Ryan sat with his mother. Without showing anger, he made a plan with a cool head. The next morning, Ryan sent a written email to the company's HR department. He didn't shout in it, nor blame anyone. He just clearly wrote what exact information the company has as proof of the accusation on which he was fired must be provided to him in writing. And along with that, he mentioned that firing an employee without proof and without an investigation is against the company's own policy. This question sounded simple, but answering it wasn't easy for the company. A few days passed. No reply came. Ryan reminded them once again, this time a bit more clearly. If he didn't receive this written reply, he would take the matter to a higher level. Meanwhile, Ryan started looking for a new job. In every interview, when asked about his previous job, his heart would tremble. What if the previous company gives a bad reference? But Ryan didn't give up. A few weeks later, he got an opportunity at a new company, albeit in a relatively smaller position. About a month later, a former co-worker from Ryan's old warehouse, whom he knew and trusted, joined the exact same company. During lunch on the first day, that co-worker came and sat next to Ryan, a strange smile on his face. "You have no idea what a storm that email you sent caused, do you?" Ryan paused. What happened? The co-worker said, after his email, the company was forced to start a fresh investigation into the whole incident, and in that very investigation, the real truth came out. Ryan's heartbeat quickened. What truth? The co-worker slowly said, Marco and Julian, the exact 2 people whose names were spinning in Ryan's mind, they were the ones removing goods from the warehouse and selling them for months. They had made Ryan an easy target and pinned the blame on him because he was a quiet employee who avoided trouble. Ryan's hands started trembling. The thief label that had been attached to his name all this time was actually a complete lie, and without even knowing it, he had sown the seed of exposing that lie through a calmly written email. The co-worker also said, after getting caught in the investigation, Marco and Julian didn't just lose their jobs, a police case was also filed against them.
And due to a shortage of staff during the peak season, that old store even had to be temporarily closed. Ryan sat in silence for a few moments. He remembered that night when he could have burst out in anger, could have shouted, but he didn't. He just asked a question, in writing, calmly. After that lunch, Ryan returned to his desk. Looking out the window, he let out a sigh of relief, not anger. He understood sometimes justice does not come instantly, but a question asked with honesty, with a cool head, never gets lost, even if delayed. It is what pulls the truth out one day. Remember, anger wins for a moment, but a right question asked staying calm makes the truth win forever.